Welcome. It's Conversations with Kings. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm glad everybody's here. Hopefully, we get this party started soon. I want to let you know that I'm so happy to be here today because we got the queens, the flowers on the panel today, and today's a very. If somebody does somebody have the thing on? Does somebody? Thank
That
you.
was probably
So
me.
yeah, so we are here today because we got a very amazing topic to talk about today, and a lot of this topic is definitely big in our community, in all communities, because what happens is we see a lot of people, a lot of women, they consider themselves pick me's, doing too much to get married, and I don't think it's a word called pick me. I think a woman should make herself available to the man that she wants. Um, but we're going to talk about that today. But before we begin to talk about that today, I want to give a super big shout out to our sponsors. First and foremost, we have Ripple.com. Please go and support Ripple.com. The Ripple.com, please use the discount, the Ripple King, 15%. Please go and do that. I beg of you. They were one of the believers of this show and this channel since its inception. So please go and support them. The next sponsor we have is my book, Love and Life Through the Eyes of Travel. It's on Amazon, Kindle, Apple iBooks, Book Baby, wherever you want to go is there. Please go and support this book as well. Also, for those who don't know, you could be a member of King's Court. We're going to have some special content coming on King's Court. I might be taking on some dates with me on King's Court, so that's special content. So please go and check it out. Please, please, you're gonna love it. Also, for those who haven't got the merchandise yet, even I didn't get mine yet. It's coming. It's through Bonfire, so they print on demand. So as soon as you order it, they make one. So it takes about a week and a half to come through. Please go and support that. It's bonfire.com store/conversations with King. Please go and support. And without further ado, let me introduce the ladies. Starting with Mayat. What's up, Mayat?
Peace, everyone. Peace, family. Peace to the garden. I'm so happy to be here today once again. And I think this is going to be a good show tonight. And shout out to the other ladies on the panel.
Peace to everyone. Peace to the chat. To everyone that's here, thank you for supporting us and tuning in and having the conversation. And as usual, Jen, Ma'at, Tawana, who is on her way. I love you guys. Let's have the conversation.
What's up, everybody? Chat, panel, the lovely ladies. Everybody, today's Tawana's birthday, so make sure when she arrives, okay, we give her a really nice, warm welcome and happy birthday. What's up, chat? It's good to see you here. I want to see the comments today because it's going to be juicy.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be juicy. Hanifa, did Hanifa go yet? Or did I miss that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So let's start it off because I think everybody jumped in the room today. I think y'all get a lot of respect. We got 30 off the rip. So as soon as if you don't know the way YouTube works, if they have notifications, they know that we have a show, but they don't come on until we press live. So once they hear the live, we got 30 people coming in off the rip. So I want to say, let's give the ladies a round of applause because they demand and command that attention. I appreciate y'all. Please turn the likes up. We got 30 and we got 30 people watching. We got 30 likes. So we need like 40, 50. We always got to have 10 or 20 more than the people that's watching because people are going in and out. With that being said, first spicy question is, give me 2 reasons why you will forgive your boyfriend, not husband, your boyfriend for cheating on you. Starting with Jen.
Me.
Because I know you're a hard no. That's why.
I am a hard no. I don't know. I don't know about forgiving. I'm vindictive. I'm vindictive.
Damn.
I don't know. Like, okay, you cheated on me. I can tell you an incident where someone cheated on me, and then I was like, I kind of walked it off, but only because I knew I was going to do it back to him. And then I did it back to him, and I took pictures of the situation and sent it to his email. So I'm a little different. I'm not the one you're going to cheat.
Wait.
Not the. It's just bad for everybody.
Hold on. Hold on. You don't. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to talk about it.
You know,
What do
I'm
you
gonna
mean pictures? What pictures of what situation of y'all going on dates?
Oh, there was a guy that he was worried about, in my network of friends in the industry. And I specifically chose that guy and I went and we smashed and I took pictures while it was going on. And then I emailed him the pictures because I was really hurt that he cheated on me. So I was like, you need to, I'm the type of person, lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. And back then, like,
Yo, wait. Lessons not learned in blood is soon forgotten.
yes. Yes.
It's starting to really spike
Yes,
me right now. I
yes.
wasn't ready for that. I wasn't. So
I don't mind talking about.
yeah, can I ask you a question though? I gotta ask you a question.
Yes.
And this is all the ladies on the panel. Do women actually cheat with the guy that their husband or their boyfriend suspect them with after they like say there's a guy, your boyfriend is like, yo, I know you messing with him. And then when you catch your boyfriend cheating, would you go and particularly find that person that he particularly hates?
Well, I did that. I don't know about anybody else. I did that because I wanted to really, like, you know what I mean, twist the knife because I was really hurt. I was devastated. It felt like a shotgun blast to the chest when I found out.
This is Jenna in 20s, right? This is Jenna in her 20s or teens?
Early 30s. A long time ago. Early 30s.
That's not a long time ago. That's like a womanhood. That's like womanhood. That's like I can't even blame that on youthful indiscretion. I'm concerned.
I meant it. I did it with intention, as they say. I was hurt. I was really hurt. And I was like, even when I was with the other guy, I was still hurt. Like it didn't make it, feel better. Now I'm older. So it's like, it was all for naught at the time, right? It was all for naught.
Were you scared about the pictures coming back out?
No, not at all. No, because what I did was I didn't put my face in it. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, you know their body. So I did certain angles, and the guy I was with didn't know why I was taking pictures. He thought I was doing like some freaky thing of being. I was like, no. And then right after, boop, 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 and I emailed it. I was like, this is what it feels like to get cheated on, and yes, it's who you think it is. I'm telling you, I'm not.
What's crazy?
It's not
Believe it or not, my Yat, Hanifa, Jen, I really think y'all like wholesome angels. So when I hear stories like this, it makes me like, oh man. But okay, so what's the two reasons, Jen, before we move on? That crushed me though. That hurt me though. But go ahead.
Good, because it hurt him too.
Go. What you mean? What you mean good? What you mean about good?
Good, it hurt him. Like my intention was.
Oh, I thought you said good. It hurt me. I thought you meant good. It hurt me.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you got to skip me because I wouldn't like stay with somebody.
Right.
Right. If I stayed, it'd just be hell.
At all? Okay, Hanifa.
You could go ahead and let my ad go. I'm still thinking. I really am.
Y'all can't find two reasons why a woman will let her boyfriend get away with cheating.
Are you talking about someone else, or are you talking about me personally?
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I got one.
I mean, it depends on what stage you are in your life. I never willingly said I'm allowing this person to cheat on me. It's something that happened. Did I take someone back that cheated? Yeah. When I was young, I was like in my teens. So I mean, I got married young. I was 22 when I got married. So, so it's not something that I would willingly say it's okay. I think when you say it's okay for someone to cheat on you, that means you don't value yourself.
Right.
If you're continuing to let it happen. So, if I come from a standpoint of not valuing myself, that would be one of the reasons. It's because I don't value myself. It's because I want to keep that person in my life just because I'm tied to that person. I'm used to that person. So that would be the reason. That would be kind of the root of why I would allow someone to cheat on me is because I don't value who I am and I don't have self-love. So that would be a reason. I think that was only one reason, but but that it's hard for me to talk about because it's just like now I wouldn't allow that at all. I wouldn't even want to take that person back.
Is there noise? You hear any noise in the background?
Yeah, I hear
Anybody?
background noise.
Yeah.
Is that me?
I don't know. Is everybody screen on mute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. I finished. Thank you.
All right, so I'll let Hanifa take this one.
First of all, I'm getting the sense from the other ladies that two is too many. Everybody's like two. I'm gonna give you one. I might give you one, but not two, King.
Right.
I think it really, for me, gosh, I think it really depends. It depends on the situation, like how everything went down. Because the reality is that sometimes people cheat when their relationships is really having a tough time or it's on the rock, and both individuals involved in the relationship are aware of the fact that they're having a tough time. That's just real, right? Like if you're in a relationship and that person is sleeping on the couch for like the last year, I mean, that's y'all not having sex. Like there's a lot of factors involved. So like that would have to lead up to that happening for me to be like, okay, I also contributed to this. Not saying it's right, but acknowledging that where I may have contributed to that happening that way. And some women, I might say, well, I didn't cheat, right? Everyone's discipline around that, or everyone's ability to kind of like fight off temptation is different. That's just the reality. So for me, it would depend on what was going on at the time. I mean, if we out here living our best life, and we sailing and we in the water and we in Dubai, I mean, we living it up, okay? And you just up and cheat, yeah, that's a no. It's almost like I thought we were good. I thought we were happy. I thought we were, So it really depends on what's happening. But I don't know about if it's someone that's just like a habitual cheater. That would require the 2 times you're talking about, King, and the 3 times. I'm not sure I would do all of that, but I would definitely consider forgiving and trying to rebuild the relationship depending on the circumstances which led up to the cheating, if there are any. Yeah.
So yeah. So anybody else on the panel, you wouldn't forgive your person one time if he cheated?
I can, if with the circumstances that Hanifa gave, yes, I understand. Like if the relationship is strained and we're not making love and we're kind of missing each other, you know what I mean? You're at work, I'm home, I'm at home, you're at work, and vice versa. Yeah, I would be like,
turn the
all
lights
right.
up.
I would be like, all right, well, this was inevitable. I get it.
And I think there's a couple reasons, different reasons why men cheat. So one reason is because the relationship is strained. Because I mean, we have to take, like, when someone cheats, we do have to look at ourselves and see, is there something in the relationship that has caused this person to do this? But then there's some men who just cheat. There's men who just are habitual cheaters. So it definitely depends on the situation and how invested you are in that relationship, and whether you're willing to walk away. Because I mean, I've known people who've been cheated on, but they've been invested in that relationship, that and they haven't been alone like that. So they, in a sense, they don't even know how to survive on their own.
Yeah.
So it definitely depends on the relationship and how invested you are, and if you really think that person is not going to do it again.
Right. Would you allow would you expect your man to forgive you if you cheated once?
I think the same rules apply.
And what would be his reason to do so? Honestly.
I think on either side it would have to be because that person, we're working on our relationship. We're working to build it back to where it needs to be, and whether we do that again. Because if someone does it again, then are they really valuing the relationship? Do they really want to work towards building that relationship? But like I said, I think it takes understanding why you got there in the first place. If that's what
Shouts.
you want to do, if that's what you want to build that relationship back, then you would have to ask what did I play in this? And then what did he play in this?
Shout out to my boy Paul Wayne Reggae. He asked a question, and please go and support his music. He's a dope artist. What is cheating? A one night stand while on vacation, is that considered cheating on both sides?
Yeah.
Yes, that's cheating.
Is that cheating? Because everybody had their Miami nights. Everybody had Miami nights. Everybody had certain nights.
That's like the question of, if a tree fall in the middle of nowhere, right, does it still make a sound? That's almost how I feel about that question, because it's like if no one knows about it, is it still cheating? That's really what he's asking, and the answer is still yes. There's still deceit involved.
Right.
For me,
that's why I said anything that you'd have to lie to me about. Let's say I ask you about your Miami trip. Hey, what happened? Did you have fun? Did you hang out with your friends? If you leave that out, that's a lie, right? That's a lie.
Okay, so here's my question to you. This is the real question. If your man says, hey, I'm going to Brazil or Thailand or Amsterdam or Iceland, are you really going to ask him what he did on his trip?
Of course.
Yes. I want all the details.
And so you want that.
Yeah, and it's not in an interrogation way, but it's casual conversation. What did you do?
I went to DR. He said I went to DR. You're gonna ask him when he went to DR with his boy.
Oh, let me tell you, I had a boyfriend who wanted to go to DR, and I told him, if you go to DR, me and you are done, and he canceled his trip and was very pissed off.
Isn't that? But it's selfish because you're not with him, right?
Well, I just know I'm from New York, so I know what guys do when they go to DR. Like I have friends who were male strippers, and law enforcement, the cops and COs, they get together and they go to DR and they get their GFEs. And I was like, you're not going to DR in a group full of cops. It's not happening. And he was like, but I already booked. I was like, well, that's no.
Okay. All right. So all right. Can you go back to the original question, Jen? Because you didn't answer.
What's a GFE, Jen?
A girlfriend experience.
Oh.
So it's more than what you would get from a random prostitute, but less than you would get from your girlfriend. That's right in the middle. And then you pay, and sometimes they stay with you 2-3 nights or whatever. And a lot of guys from New York, it was a big deal for them to go in groups, specifically to the Dominican Republic. It was like a joke. Like, it was like, where are you going?
Natalie, why are you snitching, Natalie? That's the university, but you meant Columbia with the O. It's 2 O's. But you snitching. That's not cool. That's not cool. I don't agree with anything Jen said. Men, when they go to DR, they go sightseeing. Men, when they go to Colombia, they go sightseeing. When they go to all these places I mentioned, they go sightseeing. So I just want to make sure you know that, ladies. Don't believe what Jen is saying. But
I had one of them nights. I had a gig. I went to Turks and Caicos by myself. With the cast and crew, and let me tell you, if it would have been, you know what I'm saying, like if I had cheat in my heart, it would have been that night on that beach with that particular guy that was in the particular. I mean, it would have been perfect, absolutely perfect. Like, he was perfect, and I refrained. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I can't do it. I can't want to. I can't do it. I can't do it. But it hurts.
Well. Wow, this is amazing. Let's get back to a question.
So y'all always learn on ladies' night.
Yeah, ladies' night. You come with it. Yeah. You come with it.
She already said that.
Right, but Halifa and Jen, I'm not gonna let you get away with not answering the question. What? Why should your man forgive you for cheating? What would be a reason for your man to forgive you for cheating?
I think it would be.
And would you respect him if he did?
Oh, it would be for the same reasons. Now, if I genuinely want to be forgiven and I'm genuinely remorseful, absolutely, I would respect him. The only thing with that is that I really struggle with, and I have this issue with my son, because once he apologizes to someone, even myself, like more than twice, I get frustrated. I'm like, at this point, you're begging, and we don't beg in this family, right? That's just me. And so for me, I think if it comes to a point where the person is constantly holding it over my head, I would just walk away from the situation because I just don't have the time for that and I don't have the patience. You're either going to forgive me and we're going to walk through it and we're going to move on, but you're not going to use it as ammunition to kind of like, you know, put me in a headlock. I struggle with that. And I know I might not have a leg to stand on, but guess what? I'm going to take them legs and I'm going to walk out that relationship because at the end of the day, no one asked. Well, if you wasn't ready to take me back, then you should not have. So what you're not going to do is take me back and then torture me. So will I respect the person? Yes. If I'm genuinely remorseful and they're genuinely forgiving me, absolutely, I would still respect them. But the reason for them forgiving me would still apply. It depends on the situation. And also, too, I think it really depends on how much you value the relationship.
Right.
It really depends on that because, like my aunt says, some women might feel they're heavily invested. They're like, we came out the mud. We came out the mud, and now you up here. She not about to get you. Some women literally feel like that.
Right.
No, it's real. And so they're looking at their children and like, look, if you want to walk out after these children hit college, that's your business. But she not winning because I put in too much time and invested too much in you. There are women that feel like that. I don't fall in that category. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? Take whatever I gave you and go build yourself up some more, whatever, if it hurts that bad. But for me, it of course, I would still respect the person as long as they're not using it to torture me.
Somebody said, okay, Jen, and then we're gonna go.
Yes, I see some comments I want to address in the chat.
Oh, I know his comments you saw, but it came from a place of love.
No, I'm not. It's all good. Y'all be panicking too much. I want to address. I want to address Willie Dean because he said it in all caps. So I'm like, okay, I see you, Willie Dean.
Right. That came from a place of love.
He said, "Damn, Jen had some trash men." No, I had some really, really good men in my life. I only had one experience my entire life where the dude was complete trash. Just
which
the
one?
one.
The beach one.
No, my man was good. That's why I didn't cheat on him.
Oh,
the Turks and Caicos. I went to Turks and Caicos, and the guy I would have cheated with would have been one of them perfect Miami nights, except in Turks and Caicos. But I didn't do it because I didn't want to mess with my relationship and come back and have to lie to him. So to just responding to Willie Dean, I only had one man in my life that was complete and utter trash. So I don't know where the plural came from. He said men. It was just one man. And then I think it's interesting what Truth is Never Favorite said, because it goes along with the topic for tonight. He said they're not doing enough for the ring. And I think we have to realize that all women don't want a ring. I think men think because you have a vagina that you must want a ring, because vagina is synonymous with you want a ring eventually. Every woman is at a different phase in life, right? Some women want the ring, some women don't, some women don't care. But I think men make it like, oh, you're a woman, you must want a ring. So when you say they're not doing enough for the ring, some of us don't want rings, right? So you have to keep that in mind when you look at women, because women are not a monolith, right? Just like any people.
So let me ask you a question. When we say ring, because it's a good segue to the main topic, but when we say ring, is it symbolic for commitment or the actual ring? Wedding.
I think we're talking about marriage. I think the topic is really more focused on marriage. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we got that clear, because I want anybody. I don't want the garden and us flip flopping. We're talking about marriage, not committed relationships. Marriage. People are doing everything for marriage. So, with that being said, let's jump into the main topic.
Yes.
Why are women doing too much for the ring, but a lot of men are saying you're not doing enough? Why is that? Who wants to start first? Because we're gonna go down a rabbit hole today. Who wants to start first?
You should let my aunt start first.
Why me?
Before y'all start, happy birthday!
Happy birthday! You look so beautiful.
Hey, Paul.
Thank you. Happy birthday! Everybody say happy birthday to Tawana.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I've been listening the whole time.
Oh, good.
Yes, I have.
You look gorgeous, Mama. Happy birthday.
I came to slay. 38. I'm not ashamed. 38.
Wow, she is beautiful for real. Everybody saying happy. She is beautiful.
You better
Turn
switch.
up.
You better switch.
I was like, look, they were pent back, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna take it down for the ladies, for the queens. You know, I'm gonna have to take
look
it down.
at the hair. And how they say it? She was what they say. She was beat by the gods. How they say it?
I'm beat for the gods.
Yeah, that's how they say
and
it.
the goddesses.
And the goddesses. Yeah, and the goddesses. The happy birthday to
yes,
you.
I had to dress up for y'all today. Give y'all a good time. Good after show.
Yes. First and foremost, how do you feel today on your birthday? No, it's actually it's in an hour.
It's on the 8th, you know, and I'm 38. It's the day. It's like the year of completion for me. It's so much clarity, you know, so much that I have. I mean, I got married this year. I had another child this year. I have 3 children. Fine. You know, it's just all these things that's happened to me this year that's just made me a different woman, you know, make me see things from a different perspective. And like, it's drawing me to you guys. It's drawing me to all this positive energy. And it's just all manifesting. It's all manifesting for me. So yes, this has been an amazing year. It's been amazing.
I love the earrings, by the way.
Thank you.
Let me say something. Can we announce it? Can we announce it where they're gonna go for the after the post show? Can we announce it?
Yeah. First of all, let me say this, King.
Okay.
You know, I feel like because I didn't do this before, like I gotta wait 24 hours in order to be able to post on YouTube. Is that right, y'all? Like,
no.
did that happen with y'all?
No.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna talk about this because let's just wait because I need to figure out what's going on because it wouldn't let me. I was like, let me try this out.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about this, but can we give them the name so they can start following? Oh, that's a secret right now.
Yes, you can follow me on YouTube. It's
everybody. We're gonna follow right now. Everybody, type it. What's her name? We're gonna all follow, subscribe to her right now.
That's right.
Like 53 people. 50.
Wana Chica.
One word.
It's one. It's just Wana space Chica.
Okay.
You'll see me. I'm the only Wana Chica, and my pictures are all cute. Wana Chica.
I can't find it.
You can't?
I can't find it.
Hold on.
You probably have to get the link. When you first start, it's hard to find you when you first begin.
Okay. Yeah, when you first start.
Or Wana_Chica.
It just looks like Wana space Chica to me on here. But where's my link? It's right here.
If you could send the link to the backstage or to the main chat, I can highlight it and we can all follow it right now.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, everybody wants me to post it in the link chat. What's up, Knowledge and Relationship? What's up, M3? How you doing?
I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram because I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you on Instagram.
Send me. Yeah, put it in the chat. That's even better. Thank you. I'm gonna highlight it. We're gonna follow her. I want her to get 50 off the rip and share it with everybody. We want her up to 5,000 by tonight. Let's do it.
It's one.
One. Okay, you sent it?
I sent it. Do y'all see it? Everybody should see it. It's in the chat.
Everybody see it.
You see it, y'all?
Do we see it? Everybody.
In Instagram.
Oh, you sent it to my Instagram.
Yeah, in the Instagram, in the chat that we in, y'all.
Okay. I thought you sent it to. I apologize. I got it right now. This is.
We're thinking you posting it in the chat right here.
Oh,
right.
I told y'all I'm on my computer, so I did it from my phone, so I don't have this stream. Okay. You see what I mean? I'm not on the stream, y'all, and I'm on my. And y'all know this is my birthday. I'm turned up. So
pull it. Okay, can pull it and put it in the chat.
You got it. I got it.
I got it. Here we go. Everybody going.
There she is. Posted in the chat. Follow.
Everybody go there. Follow. Please subscribe. I'm on there right now. I'm subscribed. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
That's where we will
That's
be
it.
going live. I see it, StreamYard. It's letting me go live, y'all. So
All right, perfect.
I
Don't
can go
start
live.
it yet. Don't start it.
No,
Don't
I
start it.
didn't, but I was just saying.
All right. We're going there after. We're going to get it spicy here. Then we're going to
What
say
you
that again,
say?
Jen?
Hit the notification bell too, not just subscribe, so you can see when she goes live.
Absolutely.
Right there, the little bell next to subscribe.
That's right. Hook me up, Jen. Hook me up.
All right. Everybody should be subscribing to her page. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's more to come. So yes. Subscribe, y'all.
Willie D making fun of me. He's making fun of me. Listen, so with that being said, we're going to jump into the topic, but please go and follow us. She's going to do the after the post-game show, the post show for this beautiful show we have here with the ladies. She's bringing her birthday in with us. I feel special. I feel good.
Yeah.
And let's turn it up. Let's turn this into one of the best days Juanas have ever had, and let her know this is the beginning of her YouTube journey. And we want her to be a superstar like every woman on this panel. Shout out to Juana for being the mother from the mothership. See, that's a different thing. She's the mother from the mothership, right?
The mothership.
She blessed a lot of people. Right. That's what they call it. You know that, right? They really call it the mothership. So she's the first word in that ship. Think about it, right? Then we have Jen. Jen is literally, I met Jen at 700. Jen is literally 24 subscribers from 1,000.
Whoa.
Yo, she's been working hard. She's been working so hard. She's 24. We could get her that tonight.
We can.
At least by the end of the week. And then you have Mayat. Mayat, as you know, she's been mastering the stream thing so perfectly. Before she was nervous, and now she's a pro. And I'm telling you, her numbers is going to increase. Then we have Hanifa. Hanifa, we all know that she's not one to play with. She's a bright star, budding star in this YouTube world, and everybody loves her. We have 4 amazing women who I believe are the next wave for YouTube, period. And we have to show them support. Please show them support, because men cannot continue to dominate the YouTube waves any longer. They need women to come into this whole platform and have their input. Because without women, we wouldn't be here, right? I want it to be equal. I don't want them to be more than us, and I don't want us to be more than them. We need each other. So please support these women. I beg of you, because I'm going to support them. I got something in the works, and we're going to make it happen. But please support these women, because this is the future. Look on your screen. This is the future. I won't be able to even call them next year. I'm gonna have to get like a schedule in it. I got a scheduled appointment, so get them now, because the prices next year won't be the same. It won't be the same. Trust me. All right. With that being said, Juana, we're not gonna let you off the hook. What are 2 reasons you will forgive your boyfriend, not your husband, but your boyfriend, for cheating on you? Before we jump into the next topic.
I heard this and I was like, what are these ladies gonna say? I was thinking the entire time, the only thing that I will forgive for is I didn't know you did it. That's it. You did it, and I never found out. No, I mean, that's a boyfriend. For sure, I was 0 tolerance. I feel like I just wouldn't tolerate that, because if you cheat on me, like I can never trust you again. Like, it's hard for me to build that trust. I just don't know if I could do it. And it's happened, and I've never trusted that person again. I just don't. But that's just me personally. Am I saying that there's not forgivable reasons? Like, I agree with Hanifa, a lot of what she said, and I understand, like, and also what Maya said when she was saying the stages, like, it depends on what stage you are in your life. Because if we 20, right, in our 20s, but I have that.
Can you hold it down? Because I gotta go downstairs because they left my food down. So I gotta hold it down. I apologize.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you.
I think I have that perspective now that I'm 38. That, like, oh, in your 20s, but I don't. In my 20s, I don't think I thought like that. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, a man in his 20s, like, I understand they still exploring, they still trying to discover who they are. That may happen and it may genuinely be a mistake. Y'all could possibly rebuild and move on and build that trust back, and that stage in my life, it may be acceptable. And obviously we've all forgiven a cheater at our, at some point or another, or we at least suspected that they were cheating. I never actually caught, but I've been suspected or told that this is what happened. And so I believe that it happened. But I just don't know, y'all. Like I'm like, it's going to be hard for me. Like I'm going to be bitter. He going to leave me eventually. Cause it's so hard for me to forgive, especially when you've been like committed and dedicated. I don't know, y'all.
I think it also depends on how, the information that comes out. Like, when someone say I was cheating for 7 years and y'all been together 8 years. That's when, because the way that women are, we start going over everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh, the birth of our child. So you was cheat. What? Right. Right. The promotion, the time that you came home much later than usual. I mean, we start going on the list.
You didn't answer your phone.
Yes. So that level of betrayal, like if that person is like, I was doing it for this length of time, it makes it even more difficult. And I think if a woman stays, oftentimes it's a process. Because it's like, what? We've been together 10 years and you've been cheating 7 of those 10 years? That makes it even more difficult. You're like, what? No. So it makes it harder for someone to forgive that. But if it's like something like Kim was saying, you're on a trip and so, whatever, it depends on what's going on in the relationship for me. And I've seen women where they just felt like they've invested too much and they actually put themselves in a position now to compete with the other woman.
Yeah.
I'm just not wired that way. I'm not built that way, but some woman will. And she's like, well, she's not winning. It becomes a competition for them. And they feel that they've invested too much. But yes, if you've been cheating a long time and she finds out, that makes it even more difficult. Because that's just the way women mind.
I think if he fall in love, like it's those things like the emotional. I feel like I guess I'm not talking about those situations where it's like a one-off and like he was out and it was an opportunity. Like that's cheating, yes, okay. But I feel like I can get past that a little bit more. I think that what you're talking about, Hanifa, like the full-on affair where it's like you have spent money, time, emotional connection, y'all saying y'all love each other, that I can't forgive it. I don't know if I can move past it. I think I can move past a booty call or like a chick that he didn't care about as much. I do think
you find out her picture, the guy in her picture with the shaded face is actually him. I mean, on her Instagram page, it's a lot.
True story. One of my Facebook friends posted snapshots of married men who have been approaching her in her inbox. Like she had like 15, and she was like, all of these are different men, and she was beautiful. And so men had been like willing to risk it all. One man actually said it. He was like, I'm willing to risk it all for you, like that type of thing. And it was like, she was like, these are people who've been married for like 10 years, people I know. And I'm like looking to see, my man, is he friends with her? Like, just like, no, but seriously, because like, I mean, it just happens. Like, this is what it is. Some women are willing to date or actually be with a married man. So some women are willing to entertain it and take it to the next step. So, you got to be able to trust.
There's a lot of things that have to be factored in the cheating process. But let's get into this topic, ladies. Let's get into this topic. What you guys think? I said I'm gonna leave my aunt start first, right? My aunt, I'm not letting you off the hook. What you guys think about the topic? Are women, from your observation, doing too much to earn that ring? I'm starting with you because you're married.
Okay, so
Antoine.
So I think it depends. I think when Truth said women aren't doing enough, I think I kind of understood in a sense what he was saying. I think he was trying to say that there's a lot of women. Well, I'm not going to speak for him, but I think that in a sense there are women who are not doing enough internally. They're externally trying to do all of these things. They're trying to attract men to them based on their physical, but they're not really focusing on the internal things. So they say all the right things, they do all the right things. They talk about they're like downing other women because other women are doing certain things, and where we get all of this kind of pick me, but in essence they're not really focusing on themselves internally and even looking inwardly to see what type of person that they need, as opposed to I'm just looking at this man has money or this man has status or this man has what I think I want. So I think it's yeah, in a sense they are doing too much, but are they really doing the things that are necessary for self-improvement?
Tawana, you can go ahead.
Yeah,
I agree with my aunt on that. I'm just when it's my turn, I'll build on that. But yeah, because I heard Jen earlier when Jen said, the assumption is simply because you're female that you desire marriage, and that's how a lot of men approach women, and that's not true. Just like we like to say men are not a monolith. Well, women aren't either. And I think it's very important to understand what that woman's stance is on marriage and so forth. For goodness sake, the woman might actually, she might have been married before and just decide that, and just decide that she don't want to be married again. That's that category. And then there's the category, but I'm gonna let Tawana go because I have some notes around this. Go ahead, Tawana.
I love this idea of pick me, because men get so confused by pick me women, and really they honestly are deceitful. They have no intentions of doing the things that they tell you they're going to do in order to keep you. Like, they are literally just doing those things just to win you over, just to get you to do whatever it is that they want you to do, and then they change into who they really are. Like, that is so deceitful to me, and that is like what men supposedly fall for. A pick me is the worst type of woman, in my opinion. But are you doing too much for a ring? Yeah, if you're doing anything that's not authentically trying to improve who you are as a person and who you are genuinely, then you are doing too much. Because I feel like you shouldn't have to create this character or create this persona in order to get married. You should be that person. I am naturally a nurturing person. I'm naturally a loving person. I love to cook. And I don't care what man I'm with. That's how I am, and that's what I don't care who I was that to my friends in college. Like, they'll tell you about my like motherly instinct and who I was, just me genuinely, and what I worked on to become who I was. And if you're trying so hard to just be a wife, but you're not really genuinely, that's not who you are, it's only going to take a few years for you to turn into who you really are. Or it might not even take that long. And that marriage is over. Like, it's over. Because if you're not genuinely that, and that's not who you are, it will reflect and it will be devastating to your marriage. So yeah, to me, anybody doing too much is definitely, like, anybody trying to do something is definitely doing too much. That's my opinion.
Jen, your turn. Your turn, Jen.
Jen, I'm trying to work on the cameras. Because I'm trying to do clips. So I'm trying to get this. So I'm sorry. Please work with me.
The question is, are we doing too much for that ring, Jen?
You don't want this, Jen? No?
Say again? No, I don't care. I think, Juana made such a great point, because I've seen women go out their way to be the pick me. And I'm like, it's interesting that she said that they're probably not going to be able to keep that going after the relationship. I think it's similar to when men put their best foot forward and then they got the woman and it's like, okay, well, I'm your husband now, so I don't have to try any harder than that. But I agree with her 100%. short answer, do I think women are doing too much? Yes, because I think women are, like I said, I'm very traditional with some things, and I'm very non-traditional with other things. And I think women are just conditioned to think that the end goal is marriage. And for some women, it is, but I just don't think it fits every single human being. So I think they just go along with the flow and tradition. It's like, okay, be born, grow up, go to school, get a degree, get a job. And now I need a husband. I think humans automatically do that, right? Like hamsters on a wheel. This is what we have to do. So I think women end up doing much too much. But I'm with Juana. I'm a very nurturing, caring person by nature. And if I'm out with a guy and I'm not interested in a commitment, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not, if I'm cooking for a man and I'm doing the massages and the bubble baths and the, all types of, other intimate things, I'm really, really interested in you. But if I'm not, you're not getting any of that. And you may say she's not doing enough for the ring, but you have to remember, everybody doesn't want a ring. And specifically, some people don't want a ring from you, right? So sometimes we're just hanging out, having fun and doing whatever. So you're not going to see that side of me, right? You can meet this guy, Joe, and then this guy, whatever, John, and John will know me differently than Joe does. That's just human nature. So it's like, he may be like, oh, she didn't do enough for the ring. And I'm like, well, I didn't want a ring from you, right? So it depends. To me, it's relative, but yes, I do think women do too much. I see them sometimes, like in the comments and online, and I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, why are you doing that?" Like, I've seen it.
Yeah, they are the most dangerous women. I'm telling you, because they fool men so good, and as soon as they get them, they turn into who they truly are. You have to like those people pleasers, because like I genuinely, honestly will give you the upfront, honest to God, this is what it is. But just imagine you dating a woman, you think she's perfect, you think she does all these things, and as soon as you get her, she flips the script. As soon as she gets what she wants. That's what we go through, like Jen said, with men. Like, that's what we go through. And that's what the pick-me generation, that's what they do. I will not tell you the countless number of men who tell me, like, man, she was doing all this. She told me, like, she was massaging my feet. She was doing this and that. And then as soon as I got with her, got married, I proposed to her, she like got, she stopped working out, she stopped cooking, she stopped doing this, like all of those things. And I'm like, well, circumstances changed that as well. So I'm not saying she was a pick-me, but I'm just saying that it happens so many times, and men fall for pick-me's all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my turn, huh? I'm taking a little bit of a different approach on this. Okay, so I'm very careful with labeling people as pick-me's. And the reason why is because everyone has the right to do whatever they need to do to get what they want. That is their right, right? Here's where I have an issue with people who have decided they are going to do whatever it takes to get what they want. Not because you've taken that approach and someone else decides not to take that approach means that somehow their approach is inferior to your approach, or that person is less than you. And I see that a lot, even in these YouTube streets, where you have women divided over this, over different approaches, over one woman saying it shouldn't take all that, and someone is saying it should take all that and more. That's where I draw the line. So for me, because I look at it like this, if you desire a job and you really want that job, right? You're going to acquire the training necessary to get that job. Okay. You're not going to walk into those people's interview with flip-flops. You're not coming up in pajama pants and a bonnet on. You're not doing that, right? Because you want to give the best presentation. Why? Because having that job is so important to you. Okay. So when you go in there, you're going to do your interview. You're going to present yourself in the best way possible. I'm hoping that you will also get the skill set necessary to have that job, right? Now, is that for self-development in general? Not necessarily. It's solely to get that job. A lot of us, most of us do that all the time in different areas of our lives. So I don't necessarily have a problem with someone doing that. The problem comes in where we start to compare ourselves against each other because we have different approaches to getting what we want. That's where I draw the line. Also, we also got to realize too, when you paint or you wear a mask, what happens when the rain comes? That is what Tawana is speaking to, where it becomes very performative up until you get what you want. And then now the real you have to come out. And then now you just add in to the already high divorce rate. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that any person do, man or woman, should be towards their own personal self-development, and so that they can attract the people who are in alignment with that, period. It should not be solely to get another person. It really shouldn't. I mean, it's if you are, kudos to you for doing that, but just know that it's that ends up being very surface based, because the work that really needs to be done so that you can not just get the person, but to also maintain the relationship and to grow as a person, as an individual, it has to be done in the beginning. We talk about wives. You could be a wife before you even say I do. You could take whatever preparations necessary to do that before you say I do. Now you have to go do the field work once you get married. But you can go, you can acquire all the things that you need to help you prepare to be a wife. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times women are just focused on, they want to like I think it's Jen that said they have a check off, you know, I've already got the degree, you know, I got the job, I got all these other things. So now I have to go check this last box off. Women also have these clocks that we listen to, is constantly ticking in our ears, right? And it's like, okay, I'm 35 now. I thought I would be married by now. Now I need to really step back and go back to the drawing board and figure out what I need to do. Here's the issue I have. Any personal revelation you get about why you're not married yet is a personal revelation. I don't get to come to Jen and say, my personal epiphany, you need to align with it, or else I'm going to judge you and say, this is why you can't get married. Whatever epiphany or revelation you had as an individual as to why you may not be married, it's just not right to come in and do this blanket statement over all women. And that goes for both men and women. So I don't think I would see a woman and say, you're a pick me. I would definitely kind of look and say, if that's not genuine, I just need you to know that you're going to crash at some point. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us, no one can pretend forever. At some point, you're going to, you know, have to reveal yourself. And also, lastly, when you get into the marriage that when you finally get your marriage, what happens when you meet this person? You did all this work, and you meet this person, and this person did no work, and now you stuck with them. You got this person based off of how you presented yourself to be, and you get into marriage, and you're like, this isn't really what I needed, though. But that's your fault, because that's kind of what you put out there. Same thing I said to men. If you don't want a gold digger, as they call them, then don't lead with your money. Because that's what you're going to attract to yourself. So it's the same with women. That's just my take on that. I'm very careful with the
so question to Mayat and Jen, right? Mayat first. Why do men in the garden and in general, particularly the manosphere, believe that women are not doing enough for the ring? They say we are not doing enough.
Oh, okay. So it's going to me.
I had to get the solo.
So I think that comes from, I think we tend to point out others. We point the finger. We play the blame game a lot of other times instead of actually looking within. And so I say this all the time, that you can go, whatever you believe, whatever you hold to be true, you can get on YouTube, you can type something in, and there's going to be a group of people who are going to be saying those exact same things. And so you're going to continuously feed into that. So if you think that women are trash and are not doing enough for the ring, then you're going to find a whole group of men who agree with that. And so it's going to continue to feed into your psyche, and you're going to continue, and then you're going to have even more opinions and worse opinions of women, because that is what you believe, and you find a whole group thousands of people who believe the same thing as you do. So it's a lot of lack of accountability on one part. But again though, like when I hear pick me sometime, I think it's especially when I'm hearing it when it's like talking about women, I think it's because a lot of times we don't want to hear accountability. We kind of lack accountability in a sense. So we don't want to hear that this is something that you should do if you work, because there are groups of women who do want to be in relationships, who do want to be married.
Yes.
So a lot of times they don't want to hear that certain things that they're doing is not going to help them achieve marriage. And so we sometimes use these words as digs as opposed to actually taking the advice and saying, okay, well, let me see if I can apply this, or if this is applied to my, or if I can apply this to my life. So I think it's a high level, we have to have a high level of accountability for our own selves first before we start looking at other people and saying like, well, they need to work on this. They're not doing enough for the ring. Because I would ask someone or men in the chat who do say this, what are you doing on your end to get someone who you think deserves you? Like, what are you doing? Like, what kind of woman, first of all, do you think deserves
Match.com.
a ring from you? And then what are you doing to what are you doing for that woman? What are you going to be doing for that woman? So that would be the question that I would ask any man in the manosphere or any man in the chat who's saying that women are not doing enough.
Well,
Jen, what do you feel? Jen, what do you feel about that? They say you're not doing enough.
I agree
They
with.
say women are not doing enough. They say women.
I agree with both Hanifa and Maya. I think those are great points. The short answer to they don't think we're doing enough. Let me tell you something. Anything that men collectively think women should or shouldn't be doing, I don't subscribe to. Okay. When you're talking about a group of men that think and say and express, well, women aren't X, Y, and Z. As soon as they go plural with me, I don't give a damn what you think about what women should or shouldn't be doing. That's how I feel. So I don't care that they don't think that women aren't doing enough. I think every man should care about, is the woman they want doing enough? Take her somewhere, throw a ring on her, go off with your life, and shut the fuck up. That's how I feel, right? Vice versa with women and men. Now I want to ask Hanifa something though, because you did say, like, you know, sometimes women want to be married, so they're doing these extra things, and we can't really judge that. And you're absolutely right. I think whatever it is you want, whether it's to climb a mountain, be married, or whatever, you're going to move that way, right? And you're going to present yourself that way. But don't you think sometimes when this is happening in public, in spaces where a lot of people can witness it, it's tacky? Isn't it kind of like when men call men simps? Like, isn't it a woman being a simp? It's like, girl, we can see you. Like, get a room. Like, I think it's tacky personally.
Okay, I could answer your question, Jen. And so that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying when I said that woman who, let's say a woman said, I wanted to be married by 30. That's the thing, right? And this is answering your question, Jen. And so maybe she wasn't married by 30, okay? So now she goes back to her drawing board and she's like, well, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And maybe she buck up on a manosphere video somewhere, right? And she is listening and she's like, okay, then maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I should be doing. This, you know, or maybe she's just doing some self-reflection and that kind of came from within her own self. Then that is personal. I'm not sure that you get to make a whole campaign out of it. I don't believe in that, because then now you are creating this divide amongst women. It becomes this versus situation, you know, this woman, this type of woman versus this woman. So now what you end up doing is you end up projecting your stuff onto all of us. That was a personal thing for you to go and develop yourself so that you can get what you want. So that's my answer to that question. For me, I have a problem with it. Yes, you decide you're going to make a whole campaign out of your personal revelation and your own personal epiphany. No, that spirit within you told you were jacked up. That spirit in you told you had the bad attitude. Go fix it so that you can get what you want. Don't create a campaign and say, oh, all women that look like me have a bad attitude and that's why we're not married. No, mama, that's why you're not married. That's what spirit is trying to tell you. That's it.
You know what, Hanifa? I'm jaded because I watched so many podcasts, and the women who I see are the women who they are not married themselves, but they're telling women what they need to do, how they need to behave. They're shaming women for, oh, you're too aggressive. That's why you don't have a man. Or you're not feminine enough. I mean, I've even seen them say those things to women. I mean, and like you said, are clearly creating a divide between the domesticated woman and the working woman, or the woman who wants to, you know, have a future, have a career before she starts a relationship, because they're saying, oh, you're waiting until you're too old. No man wants a woman that old. And I mean, I hear the critiques. I don't hear. And so I would never call a woman who wants to be married and is putting herself in a position to be a wife a pick-me, because that's never, to me, that is a personal goal. It's a realistic goal, and it's a wonderful goal if you have those values and you feel like that's what you want for your life. But when you get on a platform and you're criticizing and ridiculing women because they don't fit whatever standard, and it is very clear to me that they are doing it as a facade. So those are the women who I would qualify as that title, because I've read what pick-me's mean. And I'm like, well, I don't know if a woman that just want to be a wife and really feels like passionate about that is a pick-me, but women who feel like they got to tell that this is the only way to do it, the way I do it, or the way I'm telling you, even when I'm not married and I never been married, ain't never even had a fiance, but I can tell you what you need to do to get a ring. I think that's insane. And women follow them and listen to them.
There has to be a way for us to have the conversation without introducing the shame aspect. There has to be a way to have that conversation. And to me, honestly, if you're shown something as far as what you need to develop within yourself, I think it's important that you take the knowledge and you go ahead and self-actualize. And then you're free to come and share, hey, this is what worked for me. This is what I was shown. That's fine. But there has to be a way for us to have this conversation specifically amongst women, without the shaming, without the competing, without the comparing, without the casting aside, without drawing conclusions, without knowing all the facts. How am I going to say this is why because I see that my aunt might have an attitude. I do not even know the context of that attitude, but I draw this conclusion that that's why my aunt is still single. That's why my aunt is a single mother. That's why my aunt is never going to get married. All of these things just from my aunt snapping her neck a little bit, just from my aunt not being agreeable, man. Just from my aunt saying she have a different opinion from somebody she's talking to. You draw that conclusion from that. And I'm like, no, it has to be, King, I see you. It has to be a way for us to have these conversations, right? Without us tearing each other apart. There has to be a way, and we have to figure that out. And I actually think the way to do it is to actually personalize it. This is what worked for me. And then Jen could share, yeah, no, that ain't work for me. I ain't trying to do that. That's a little too much. And I should be able to have that conversation, walk away from it, still respecting Jen's position and Jen's decision, and Jen respect mine. And we can meet again and have a different conversation. It does not have to be this hostile. It just doesn't. And honestly, I think a lot of the hostility is women are competing for the male gaze. Women are competing for
I
the
was
male
just about
gaze
to
and
say
male
that,
validation. Women are competing for the applause and the accolades of men. That's what it boils down to. This is not about just the one husband they want. It's about being put up on a pedestal by the men, right? Because maybe you touching and you stroking some egos, and we have to use discernment and be wise enough, right, to not get sucked in by that. Because at the end of the day, you have to see, you cannot understand another woman's struggle. That woman may have been abused, and she came out of a situation and she's still healing. And so men trigger her. Men that talk to her a certain way trigger her. And all you see is one video clip of her snapping on a guy, and you conclude, wow, I did the research. She's a single mom. That's probably why. Come on now. Really?
Right.
So
let me. I got a few questions. I'm sorry, Jen. Go ahead, Jen.
No, I said I love
Everybody
that.
go, because I got questions.
Okay. I said
Go ahead, Jen. I'm sorry, Jen.
Now you fuck me. I said that I so love what Hanifa says. She always hits it on the head, because I know I take issue with women who think that I want or I'm interested in what she is in life or romantically or whatever. And then she projects it on me, on another woman. I'm like, you don't know why you and I are both in the same room. You don't know what you and I, you don't know what our experiences are collectively and separately, but then they project it because, like Hanifa said, they want that male gaze, right? And I'm over here in my Jen's whole world thinking of something else of that I want to do with my life, and you're busy projecting on me because you think I'm trying to get a ring from that guy that you want a ring from. And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. So I wanted to read the definition of pick me, just so everybody knows in general. It's a general Google. It says a pick me is a woman who claims or acts as if she is unlike most other women in order to gain attention from men. So that's what a regular old Google search says about a pick me, a woman who claims or acts as if she is unlike most other women in order to gain attention from men. Sounds like what men say a simp is.
And I just want
Exactly.
I was looking in the chat, and I think it's Sister George. She was saying, "What about women accountability?" And then she said, "Shaming works." So I think holding a woman accountable is very different than shaming a woman, and it really is. It gets to be kind of like that high school thing where you're talking about that person's ex because you think it's going to draw attention to you. You think that's going to draw attention away from that other woman. So it's putting all of the attention back on you, when it all in actuality, it just makes you look ignorant, because you think that it's just going to draw attention for you to get that man or get all that attention. Just like Hanifa says, it's like we're competing for men's gazes. So it's just like, I don't think that, and I would, if she wants to come up and help us understand why shaming works, because I don't think shaming, because if we have children, we know that shaming our children does not work on them. It's just going to make them feel less valuable about themselves. So I'm not sure in what context you think that shaming actually works.
Who said that? Who said that? So I could.
It was Sister George in the comment.
Okay, Sister George, if you don't mind, you're more than welcome, or you could save it for the post show at Tawana's room. And I want to give a shout out to Tawana's room because we have 29 subscribers that just went up to her right now. 29.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get to 40. We're trying to get to 40.
And I had 0.
And we're going to end it.
0.
But this is what we do over here. This is what we do. Everybody, this is the conversation with King effect. I'm telling you, when you come on my thing, it's 40 people going to go to your page. That's what I'm saying. It's all love. That's what we do. But listen to me. With that being said, we want to invite Sister George up here. If she wants to come, I'm going to put the invite. But I want more people to go and subscribe. Tell your friend to tell a friend to go to Wana's page. It's very important because she's doing a post show. Her birthday is actually the 8th. So she's bringing in the birthday with an hour show. As soon as her birthday hits, she's off. She's going to celebrate. So we want to go there and support her as much as possible. So please, Sister George, if you don't mind coming up, because you might have a point that we could learn from. We don't censor people here, and we don't judge people here at all. We have a little less than 37 minutes left of this particular show. So please, I put the invite up. Did I put up? Did you get it? Does everybody see it? All right.
George is dropping some
Also,
bombs. I would love for her to come up on the panel. She said,
"Oh, she's here right now. She's not afraid. I love it." And also, we want Loverboy Linsky to support Awana. Thank you so much for being a great model. Quiz, Tristan, everybody's a moderator. We love you. Thank you so much. Hello, Terry. What's up? Let's bring Sister George up here. We appreciate you and we love you for coming up. So, Sister George, can you explain what you were saying? And also, she has 24 subscribers left to become monetized. Can we give Jen 24 before the week is over, please? 24. And then after Jen, Mayette. Then after Mayette, Hanifa. And then we already know that Tawana's going to get 3,000 by the end of the month. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right? Let's do it. Thank you, Sister George. And that's a beautiful avatar, by the way. I'm so glad you're beautiful and you compliment the woman on the stage. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm on my phone right now. I'm going to try to get logged into my computer just in case you guys can't hear me. I would say that I'm a content creator that's a part of the manosphere space. So a lot of the arguments and stuff that I'm hearing on the panel, I've actually heard before. And I would say that I was like extra sisterhood who went to like a quote unquote pick me. I think
Hold on, Sister George. Can you explain sisterhood? Because I just heard this term recently. So the sisterhood is a special part of the manosphere. Would you mind explaining that? Because not everybody knows.
yes, I would say that sisterhood would be in support of all women, no matter what, co-signing women, even when women are out here making very, very detrimental mistakes to society, to their own bodies, to their own children. When I was talking about shame, I'm trying, let me say this. Did I explain that? Does that make sense to everybody?
no.
Yes, it does. At least
No,
to
it
me.
doesn't.
To me. I'm sorry.
No, I want her to explain it because
Okay.
you were confused.
Okay. Well, it would be like me co-signing you and giving you a there. Let's say you had 6 children by 6 different men, as opposed to me saying, well, sis, you need to get somewhere and sit down. I would tell you, well, sis, it's those men's fault. Those men slept with you and gave you all those babies and you didn't do anything wrong. That would be like me being sisterhood as opposed to trying to hold you accountable. And not saying I would say that that would be one aspect of sisterhood. Now, I do think there are women that can support women, and that can also be sisterhood. But sisterhood, under manosphere terms, would be like supporting women who do whatever, whenever, however, make the most horrible decisions, and we still support that. That's what the manosphere would say sisterhood is.
Oh, and
Is
so
that clear for everybody?
So do you ascribe to that, or are you saying that's just a point that they make?
I would say to a certain degree because I've been guilty of that as well. So I would say to a certain degree, I think they have a point in that aspect. I do think they have a point in that aspect.
Okay. So can we get deep into it right now? What did you mean by we should shame the ladies?
Okay.
And what do you? Okay.
I think as Black women, every time let's take Black out of it, but every time you hear about something ratchet, every time you hear about a woman twerking at a restaurant, every time you hear somebody being loud, it's usually our face on it. I would say that Black women have taken on the face of the ratchet, even though we may not, a lot of us may not be like that, but we've taken on the face of that. I think that women don't shame each other enough because we like to uphold each other's bad behavior because we've gone through things. I've gone through abuse. I've gone through hella crazy relationships. I've done my share of shit. Being that I've done my share of shit and there was no standard, we're the only ones fighting to be ratchet. We're the only ones fighting to wear a bonnet in public. We're the only ones fighting to twerk on tables at restaurants. And not saying that there isn't a time and place for everything. When you shame a person, when you know that they're doing bad behavior and you don't set a standard in society, the society, the women are unruly, and Black women are seen as unruly nowadays, and it may not be true for everybody, and I don't think that that's true for everybody, but our face is on that, and I think it's because we stopped having a standard. We stopped shaming each other. We gave everybody, well, you've gone through this, so you can sit here and show your ass because you've gone through so much and you need healing. So being that you haven't taken responsibility to get yourself healed or to get yourself in check, well, I'm going to coddle you and I'm going to sit here and say, well, girl, it's everybody else's fault. You don't have to take accountability. And I think that's where we mess up at, because everybody wants to coddle and hug each other and not actually correct the freaking problems. And I feel like if you say, you know what, sis, until you get your shit together, I can't fuck with you like that. I can't play with you like that. I can't have you out here as a representative of me because of your behavior. I don't want to look like that, so I can't be associated with it. I'm not saying that you can't love your sister from afar or assist your sister if you can, but there has to be a point to where we shame certain behaviors. And if we shame certain behaviors, I think that would get us back onto the right track.
Okay, before the ladies jump into this, do you want to substitute shaming for ostracizing? Do you want to ostracize women?
It depends on what that ostracizing includes.
Okay.
Because I think like isolation is one thing. I think that's a good way, but it's just me.
Right. And in regards to, and last question, and I'm out of it. The ladies do what y'all need to do, want to do. I don't know. How do you feel? How does that mentality of school of thought relate to the competitive nature of finding a husband and marrying them?
Now, as far as finding a husband and marrying them, I don't believe women should actually be seeking out men. I do think that men have a natural, it to me, and I'm old school in my thinking to a certain degree, because I was a single mother. I'm married now, but I was a single mother at one point, and I just recently got married.
Okay.
But I do believe in men seeking out women. I do believe in men being the hunters, but I do think that everybody needs to be maybe back in a certain position. I feel like we've gotten so far away from our traditional values, and yeah, so I don't know. I hope I answered that. I'm trying to, but I don't know. Like now, I feel like I done got nervous. I see everybody up here. I'm like, oh God.
No, they
But
taking notes too. I seen everybody taking notes. That's why I'm nervous too. I'm about to get off the
No, you
screen.
explained it.
Everyone was taking notes. I don't know what you did, sister, but I appreciate you, Sister George. And the thing I want to say, because we got 30 minutes, because we're gonna stop at 11 and go to Juana's place, so we're gonna need you to come over there with us too. All right, Sister George. But I want to say one thing is that the thing that you described, the manosphere, and you adhere to it, they usually talk down about single mothers.
yes.
Right. So when you
Yes.
said that, everything was good until you said that. Right. So
Yes.
ladies, y'all go ahead and do what y'all need to do. Because I know I think but I think Sister George is fierce and she can defend herself. So go ahead.
Who wants to go first?
So I think I'll be
Oh God.
I think I'll
That's
be
the
the
person that
pray
wants to
for
go
me in
first.
the
Whoever
chat.
says that wants to go first.
I think I'll be the quickest.
Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, let
okay,
Maya
okay,
go. Let Maya
Yeah,
go.
I think I'll be the quickest. So I'll go. So you said you recently got married,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And if you don't mind, what is recently?
June 1st.
Okay.
Ooh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And I want to thank you for coming up. And so I think this is something that happens with us as women when something then when we go from one side to another. So if we're single, a single mother, or we were doing something before that is looked kind of down on in our community, as soon as we go to the other side, so as soon as we become married, then we start using that newfound faith. Because it's like when somebody becomes religious or spiritual, they end up being like, oh, well, I'm going to now look down on you because you are not where I am. I did what I was supposed to do. Now it's time for you to do what you're supposed to do. So I
Um,
think
Mm.
oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, so I think that that is a little bit what is in play here, because you do see a lot of women who, as soon as they get married, then they say, "Look, I got the ring. I'm married now, and so now you need to do what I'm doing." The other thing that I want to address is kind of how we talk about, like, you're not, when you said not representing, you don't represent me. So a lot of times that what we do in the black community is someone does something wrong, we see something on TV, and we're like, oh, look at that person, like they're making a whole black community look bad, and we take on that like it's us. But you don't see other communities doing that. You don't see other communities, so we take on what black women do or any black person does, and then we make it, when a white person does something on whatever it is, and it's something terrible, you never see a whole group of white people saying, oh my goodness, they made the white community look bad. Or you don't see uh
Turn the lights up.
you don't see that. So I think there is a problem there, because you're using the word shaming, but you have to understand, it's not that we have stopped shaming, it's because we have a lack of community. And so when we have a lack of community, we're not able to pass on certain things. Women are going to be out here, and I speak coming from the black experience as a black woman. Black women are going to be out here getting attention in ways that we don't, because we will use that as the we'll use that as, this is what all black women do. And so when black women do certain things, then that is the same thing that the manosphere does. Then they'll say, oh, see, like if a woman like me talking right now, if I talk in a certain way, or even how Hanifa kind of talks in a certain way that's very passionate, right? Manosphere will take that and they'll say, oh, she's being masculine, as opposed to someone else who talks that way, who doesn't look like us. They'll say that they'll use other words. So it's not necessarily about shaming, it's about having conversations. Because if I have an issue, if I say Hanifa, or if I say Tawana, like, this is what you need to do, I'll use Tawana, this is what you need to do to get married, because I just got married, and so this is what you need to do. Then and I start shaming her, that's not going to make her act any different. That's just going to make her feel like you're attacking me.
Right.
You're attacking me for what I'm doing. But if I say, hey sis, come, I want to talk to you about these actions, because it's not going to make women to stop twerking on the table if you shame them. But you can have a conversation and say, this is how this makes you look. It doesn't make me look a certain way. I don't identify with women who twerk on tables. But I will identify with my sister Hanifa. I do identify with Tawana. I do identify with these women that look like me, or who are on the same path as me, not women who are doing things that are detrimental to themselves. It's a self thing. We have to identify first that it's a problem with ourselves before we start identifying that it's a problem with someone else. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Can I
Next,
respond?
yes, you can, George. If you can make it quick, Sister George, and then next we ended at 11 exactly. And
Okay.
Thank you.
There was one thing that you said that I do want to clarify. I've been part of the manosphere for about 2 years. So it wasn't a thing where I got married and I just kind of switched up my stance because I got married, or I felt like I was better than somebody because I got married. Like I said, I'm a single mother, or I was a single mother prior to getting married. A lot of the things, now I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the manosphere is right about everything. Like I said, I do content in the manosphere as well, and I will be, if you went to my channel, you'd be like, I know she didn't get over here saying this when she got all this on her. No, I wouldn't tell you that either. I do feel like they also have issues to be called out on. So it's not a, well, women are doing this and women are doing that. I think we as a Black community have all kinds of issues that need to be addressed. When it comes down to dealing with women, I would actually prefer that the manosphere address men's issues and men's issues only, things that they deal with men. But I would actually like for women to actually correct each other when women are in the wrong. I don't feel like we as women hold women accountable. There are things that I've seen within my lifetime that I see that I've, like I said, that I've done that I wasn't held accountable for it, and it was bad decision making. You choose to let whoever in your body you choose to have, whoever you choose to have kids by, you make those choices. A lot of times we don't hold each other accountable for those choices, and we like to put everything off on men when everything isn't on them. But I don't want you to think that because I'm married now and it's like, well, I'm married, so I have the right to look down on anybody. It's not that, but I feel like we as women can do better than what we've been relegated to. So
All right.
I just wanted
Thank
to
you.
clarify that.
Thank you, George. Who's next? With we there's 20 minutes left, so this is definitely a closing statement. So, all right, Jen is next, and also shout out to Jen. Let's get it to 1,000 by tonight. She needs less than 20, and also, Sister George, would you mind putting your page so they could go and follow you as well? Like I said, people come on our page and get 30, 40 subscribers, and thank you for being brave and fearless to come up here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for coming up. Oh, I agree and disagree with what you said. I agree that women shouldn't compete for husbands or boyfriends or whatever. I'm not a fan of the pick me era. I don't think women should compete for a man. I think men are the hunters, and I think they should just, you know what I mean, do what they have to do, be whole women, and then men will respond. So
Absolutely.
I totally agree with you there. The only thing I disagree with is you having that voice within the manosphere, because I think that your voice will be weaponized against other women by those men, right? That's usually what happens when you're that type of voice. I think it's wonderful that you're that type of voice, because women should hold women accountable. I've done it privately, but I would never jump in a group of 20 men and agree with men about what women should be doing, because what those men do is weaponize me against that woman, right? And the problem with the manosphere is that unfortunately now it's vitriolic, right? It's no longer, hey, ladies, I really want y'all to be like this so we can respond and be like that. It's vitriolic. They are bashing women. They are berating women, Black women specifically, right? So when when a woman jumps in, you just become an ally to them. And these men don't mean well to begin with. So that's the only thing I disagree with. I don't think shaming ever works. Shaming creates enemies, not allies, because I'm from the school of you have to meet people where they are. So if there is a girl twerking on a table, I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm either going to leave the situation, right? I mean, well, one thing, leave the situation, but to call her out, hey, stop twerking on there because you make all of us look bad. You know what I mean? It's just it's volcano meets tornado. I want to echo something Mayat said, because Black women aren't the only ones that suffer from stereotypes. I'm Latina, Latin women do too. And I always tell people, I don't represent all Puerto Rican women. I just represent me. Yeah, but all you guys do, you're all over, you have a lot of kids. Okay, well, I'm sorry that was your experience. The only thing I know how to do is be Puerto Rican. And I'm Puerto Rican. I don't know what your experience was, but I've had friends that were doing too much who I had to stop being friends with, but I sat them down and told them, listen, blah, 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 I don't like this. You're around my daughter. I can't have this around my daughter. Can you curb that? Can you curb this? Although you don't owe me anything, because you should be whoever you want to be in life. But I don't like that around my daughter. I don't like it around me. We're no longer 16. And it's either going to work or not work. But what I won't do is jump in a group of my 10 male friends and be like, did you hear what such and such did and blah, blah, because they'll weaponize me, because they already have unresolved issues about women as it is. So I just become the female voice, for their vitriolic, disgusting view of women. So I just think it's a dangerous balance. And that's all I wanted to say. I don't want to take up all the time.
Okay. Who's
I,
next?
I'll say one thing because I really believe truly that Hanifa should finish this off because I feel like she's gonna get it, and I know this is her realm. I will just say that what you guys think is holding people accountable to me is just verbally bashing, and I really don't know what verbal bashing is going to do constructively. So I question the sincerity and the intent of the delivery. And I don't believe that racializing and generalizing women in any capacity is going to help us move forward and be better. Because what you do is reinforce what everyone else already thinks about Black women. And there's plenty of examples of women who don't twerk on tables, who don't behave that way. And we never glorify those women. We never highlight those women. But yet we want to come on these platforms. And that's the only issue I have with the manosphere. Y'all come on the platforms and highlight the negativity, but claim that you want women to be these positive figures that hold themselves accountable, that call out behavior, but you don't ever show them an example of what that is. And so how is verbally bashing beneficial to anyone? Even the women who follow you, what exactly is that going to do to help them move to the next level? Because I see you helping no one. All I see is that their self-esteem being lowered, their self-worth being diminished, they really coming broken. Because the women that you really truly need to talk to are not listening to the manosphere. The women that we truly need to engage with have no connection to you guys because it's not relatable to them. So that's what I have with the manosphere, and that's what I have with women who proclaim that they are part of it. Because it's really, to me, is just like the new feminist movement. And where they divided domesticated women against the working woman, you guys are just dividing women even further. And then you also are elitist. It's like an elitist attitude, like, oh, we are better than those women because those women do this. We're not like those women. And I don't subscribe to none of that, not one of it. So
that's interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Sister George, you get the answer. Can you make it less than 1 minute? Because I know you want to respond.
Yes.
And then Juan, if she wants to respond back, and then we end it with Hanifa. But I want to say something to Jen. Jen, you said meet them where they at. So shouldn't you get on the table and twerk with them and say it's wrong to do this? No, that was a bad joke. I'm sorry, it's a bad joke. It was a bad joke. Go ahead.
Twerk it out.
Twerk it
well,
out.
like I said, I would say that my channel, I host a channel with a co-host. I would say that our channel in particular is in a very unique position in the manosphere.
Sister George, I want to say this. I've listened to you before, so I definitely know that you have a different perspective on your channel. But go ahead.
Yeah,
for the people who don't listen, I have definitely listened to you before.
Yes, and I want to say, haven't we interviewed you, Miss Hanifa?
I don't think so, Miss George.
I'm sorry.
We have the same last name though, but no.
You look familiar. So I'm like, did we interview you at one point?
No, I'm very new to the space. No.
Okay. No. You don't even have the same accent because this lady was like a doula. And
okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I was like, dang, if you see her, you would say too. But we are in a very, very unique position in that space. In that space, it's not like we just sit around and we call out everything that we think that Black women do wrong, or we'll sit up there and let men get up there and talk. No, I actually let men get it out. And I'm going to tell you why. I want people to know exactly how these men feel. I want you to be able to see what this internet, and the internet is like a microcosm of people. I let them get it off. If a woman came up there, I would let women get it off because I want to be able to facilitate those conversations and really have honest conversations and really be upfront about exactly what we think, because maybe we will heal at some point. Maybe that will bridge a gap. I say we have an audience of all kinds of people visit our channel. With the weaponizing our words against other women. I won't necessarily say that I agree with that, because it's not like we just get around and sit around and bash women, or that's necessarily our thought process. I would say that our thought process is the women who do go to work and handle their business and take care of their families and are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I feel like we're more so a voice for them, because if you let the manosphere tell it, it's all of us. Everybody's messed up, everybody's bad. And I would say that we're in a unique position in that space, because we do fight back against those type of narratives, and we fight back against that narrative of all black women. We identify when they're out chasing hoes, or quote unquote hoes, whatever. We talk about the whole myriad of everything. So I don't want it to be like, well, y'all in the manosphere and that's all y'all do. Because I feel like there's two parts to that conversation. You do have bad black men. You have bad black women. You ain't gonna sit over here and put everything off on me when you were supposed to be leading. Nor am I gonna let you. You can't put everything off on me, but I can also be accountable for my own choices. If I slept with a dog and I woke up with fleas, that's a choice I made, and I could be accountable for that. And so, yeah, I just kind of wanted to clarify that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
for
so
that.
much. You want to respond to Tawana or no?
No, I was saying thank her for clarifying that, because I was like, that's one thing that just drives me crazy. Like,
All right.
yeah. Okay.
So
Go
I
ahead.
want to say what Hanifa is going to go right now. Jen needs 25. Sorry, miscorrection. She needs 25. That's it. And also, to be honest with you, since she's been on this, her first time, she has 34 subscribers. And we have 73 people watching, which really means 100 people, because people are going in and out. She needs more, and she needs more to go to the next page, because the next page, I'm going to start asking Sister Joy some real questions about the manosphere and where she stands for. So it's going to be very, very spicy, and I want everybody there, please.
You said Jen, but you meant one.
No, I said Jen first. I said
Okay.
Tawana.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tawana. I apologize. Tawana has 34, and from this page, we need her to have more, because it's 74 people watching. We need to have more. So go and tell a friend to subscribe to her page. We want to get it to 50.
Let me say this. If you go to my Instagram, it's Wana_Chika, just like it is on here. Mm-hmm. You'll see my YouTube link in my bio. So Go ahead straight to my YouTube link, click on it, and you can subscribe.
Follow both.
From there.
Follow and subscribe.
Yeah, you can follow me, subscribe. And it actually says that in my bio. Follow me and subscribe.
Right.
Sister George, are you coming to the after show?
Yes, now I got a bedtime, but I'm gonna come.
I have a cliffhanger question. Then go on.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's please, Sister George, after show, but I'm letting you know it's gonna get really spicy, Sister George. Just know that.
I'm gonna brace myself. So
Hanifa, you have the entire 8 minutes. End it off right, and do what you do best.
I don't need the entire 8 minutes. Hey, Sister George, thanks for actually engaging us in this conversation. I'm happy that someone who is saying that, a woman who is saying I'm part of the manosphere, actually came and injected it. Well, came up to the stage to add or to contribute to this particular conversation. There's just a couple of things that I wrote down. Like, first, I think someone already said it. Like, that cliche. I mean, it might be a little cliche, but that saying, be the change that you wish to see. Because the reality is that most of us as women in our own inner circle, we are holding each other accountable. Okay. I am not about to track down some woman who on a restaurant table shaking. I have no relationship with them, right? Nothing to decide that I'm going to check them, whether it's publicly or privately. I don't know these women, right? That's one. I think, like, I agree with my aunt that we take on burdens that we really don't need. We really don't need to take on, right? Your focus should be first yourself, and then your family, right? And then the community that you're connected to. That's the most, if anything, any of us can do, right? So that's one. That's what I wanted to mention. And then also, here's the thing that stood out for me. You made a comment, and I agree with you. You made a comment and you say that women often blame men, right? For everything. But here's the interesting part. You actually decided to align yourself with people who do the exact same thing, where they are saying Black women are the woe of the community. It is Black women's fault. But do you know, and here's the thing, I'm a spectator as well. I'm looking at the both extreme. And you know what I've decided to do? I could decide not to join any of them. I could decide to remain neutral. I could decide to say, like you said, to facilitate conversations, to kind of like bring it together. I don't have to choose a side. I can look at both and say, those are entirely too extreme, right? There might be like a Cynthia G. You are extreme, right? And then there might be somebody else from the manosphere. You are extreme. I don't agree with any of them. And I agree with you as far as Black women. Yes. And I hold Black women accountable. The first Black woman I hold accountable is myself. And then those who are in my inner circle, because that's the most that I can actually do. The other thing is when it comes to shaming, we really need to consider what is the end goal. What is the outcome that you're hoping for, right? Because shame will give you an immediate response, but it doesn't give you long-term growth. It might give you a response to someone saying, okay, let me sit up in my chair because this person is shaming me about slouching, right? But it doesn't mean it's not going to create a situation where that person goes to another room and it's not going to guarantee that they won't slouch in the chair when you're not around. You get what I'm saying? So it has to be something a little bit that actually gives us the results, the long-term results that we're looking for. And I don't think that shame is it. The last two things I want to say is, I hearing sounds? Is that
I'm
me?
sorry.
Oh, sorry. The last two things I want to say is, I think that we have to really be careful around how we ask women to correct other women. I know you say you have a child and you're married. Now, you may be able to understand what I'm about to say. Your husband or the father of your child, do not correct that child the same way you do. Why? Because you guys' wiring are different. Do you guys realize that you guys in the manosphere, you are essentially asking women to correct other women like men? And yet you guys are very eager or quick to call women masculine, but you're asking them to operate in the masculine when you're telling them this is how you need to correct women. No, that's how men do it. And as mothers, we understand that. As mothers who are parenting with men, we know men correct children. And I'm not saying women are children. I'm just using the example. Women do not correct the same way that men do. And it doesn't mean that we're not holding each other accountable. If I sit with my sister, I might sit with her and I might cry with her first, right? Even though I know she got herself in that situation, I might sit and cry. Why? Because she is in pain. So my first thing would be to console, then correct. And then when I correct, I'm still being careful because I'm still dealing with someone that has a broken heart, even if they are the reason that they got themselves in that position. Why? Because I am a woman. I am proudly a woman. I do not want to correct the way that my man corrects. I don't want to do that because that would make me something else. So the last thing I also want to say is that when we talk about women generally, like you just made a lot of general statements as far as Black women, we got to be very careful because we have impressionable minds watching this. And what's happening to our young men is now they're entering into spaces with, in fact, they just want to divest because they are watching these videos and these YouTube and they're following these people. And immediately it's like, nah, I want a Black woman then because I look up to this guy and this is what he said they are, right? There's a way, and all I would say from the beginning, Sister George, is that you mentioned sisterhood. You guys do not get to redefine sisterhood to fit your narrative. You just do not. The way you guys are defining sisterhood is just a bunch of women that fail to hold each other accountable. But that's not the definition of sisterhood. You guys want to redefine it to fit your narrative. Go look it up in the dictionary. It ain't said nothing in there about holding nobody accountable. What y'all are talking about is something else, and you're trying to wrap it in. Oh, it's a sisterhood, and it's not necessarily a sisterhood. What I see a sisterhood around me is women holding each other accountable, women building with each other, women walking towards becoming their best self, women accomplishing the goals that they set, women walking on being the best mothers. When I have conversation with other mothers around me, we share stories of men. It's difficult. This boy, this child is giving me a tough time. We support each other. We give each other tips. That is sisterhood that comes to my mind when I hear the word. So when I heard you say it, I was like, you guys are not about to redefine the whole entire sisterhood just to fit a narrative. You know what I'm saying? So
hold on, Hanifa, because we gotta go. But I want to say one thing. I am so happy about this page, and Sister George. I can't wait to hear your rebuttal on Juana's page. But I'm so happy about this because we got up to 81. I thought we were looking nervous. It went down to like 30. I'm like, oh, my girls are looking bad out here. But it came right back to 81. And the only person I'm mad at right now is the Guardian, because we need the likes to look like the viewers. We have 67 likes. The next time that's not going to happen again, because when the queens are on board, the queens, I'm talking about everyone, Hanifa, Jen, Tawana, Mayat, and Sister George, when they on the board, please show them love. So we're going to go right now.
Wait, I got my cliffhanger question.
Okay. Who?
I got my cliffhanger question that
okay, please drop it. Drop it.
So I got it from Blaze Brown, and Blaze Brown wants to know from Sister George, did anyone hold you accountable when you were a single mother? Were you shamed? So I'm going to answer that.
And Tawana's repeat it again. One more time.
Sister George, did anyone hold you accountable when you were a single mother? Were you shamed to straighten up?
So honey, I can't wait to talk about it.
And the reason why we do this, people, is because on Conversation with Kings, we want everybody to win. So once everybody goes to the next person's page, and you go to the next person's page, because we all can have the same monetization. It's not a selected group of people. We all can win. We're not a pyramid scheme. We're a circle of love. Believe that. And anyway, and plus I'm richer than everybody on that network, to be honest. I don't want to flex right now. Anyway, let's go. Let's go to the next page, please.